Alrighty, welcome back, everybody. We are back at the U.S. Team Billiards All-Star Championship from November 29th, 2025. And there's going to be some weird audio things because the jukebox is on and I kind of have to kill it. So sometimes loud noises will break the noise gate. But I am going to bring in some background music, which should be stream safe. So hopefully it won't be too much of a problem. But here we have Greg Noud, which was the St. Louis MVP, playing Don Lawson. And let me bring up my notes here. Don Lawson was tied for third in the Peoria division. So U.S. Team Billiards, here goes Mark Wilson. U.S. Team Billiards is a brainchild of Mark Wilson, and he kind of perfected this layout, or this format rather, during his collegiate career when he was doing the collegiate billiards scholarship competitive sport out at Lindenwood University. And it's comprised primarily of two formats. You have 15 ball and 9 ball, and there are teams, and mostly just so you can kind of group some people together, right? There's no skill limit or any sort of like handicaps or anything like that. Everybody plays even. Doesn't matter if you're a 200 Fargo or an 800 Fargo. Everybody plays even. That only matters when it comes to the 9 ball section. The 15 ball is solely on your performance. It is completely on you and how you perform. Oh, wow. Don laid down a real nice break there. Did him very square. Cue ball, kind of maybe if you want to be nitpicky, kind of got away from him a little bit, but not too much. Just got to look at the 1. The 3 ball might be problematic to stop him on the 2, unless I'm worried that if he cuts the 1 in and he hits the top side of the 3, it might be bad. But if he can hit the 3 full, he should be okay. It's just, it's tough. My name is John Perky, and I was also at this event. I was playing on one of the other tables while most of these matches were being played. It's been about a month since this event happened, and I have not watched these videos. So I'll be watching these kind of for the first time, along with you all here. So, but I wanted to add a nice little scoreboard and maybe provide some commentary on top of things. I know the jukebox was playing. We're at the end of the event here. And obviously, I can't have the jukebox playing because YouTube won't take kindly to that. So I did just want to not upload a completely muted video because that's no fun. And yeah, so and for this one here, I'm going to try and, like I said, just bring in a little bit of background music, just so there's something there while in between talking. Greg has a nice opening bank there. I don't think he fully expected to make it because he didn't play the cue ball, but he's got a shot at the 2. It's thin. It will carry position to the 3 if he decides to go for it. He does not. He's going to play safe. Really, almost a very, very nice shot behind the 9. Don's got a very thin cut on the 2. He's also eyeing up the bank. Don was the first match I played that day, and I did lose to him. No shame in that. He's a strong player, and he plays out of here, out of Peoria, much more than I do. He's a little more familiar with the tables. We are at Racks on the Rocks in Peoria, and they have 5 really nice 9-foot diamonds, and that's what we're playing these event on. And I do wish that St. Louis had something like this. I think he's got like 13, 14 bar boxes, a lot of space, big kitchen, And like I said, these 5 really excellently taken care of 9-foot diamonds. We have something similar. Like Teachers is the place where US Team Billiards meets in St. Louis. And they do also have a bunch of bar boxes, and I think also 5 9-footers. Some variety in how they play, but they were recently moved to a new location, so maybe they just need some time to set in, you know. This track is not doing it for me. This is supposed to be a stream safe mix, so I have no idea what's in here. I know it's a bunch of electronic stuff. Hopefully that's the last of the trap. So sorry about that if that was bugging your ears. I think, let me look ahead in the queue. Looks like everything's pretty relaxed from here. We'll see. All right. Still playing safe back and forth. I don't really like trying to do anything with this 2-ball. It's just a little tricky. Like he's so close to the 3, can't really push forward on it too much. You can't really cut it too much. Might just settle to send it back down table behind the 9. Okay, played 2 rails, used the 7 as a blocker. The 2 doesn't quite stay behind the 7 and doesn't quite get to the end rail. But back to US Team Billiards. So, like I was saying, there's 2 formats, 15 ball and 9 ball. And the 15 ball, like I said, is played individually. It is just you against the table. And that's played in a very unique way. And it's very challenging. It's very humbling. And it doesn't sound like it, but I promise if you try it, it will be. And that is you rack 15 balls, you break them, you take ball in hand, and you try and clear the table. That's it. Call shots only, all ball fouls, and you are on your honor. And if you can't adhere to that, then you maybe don't belong in this particular system. So that's okay. Maybe it's not for everybody, but it's something that Mark is trying to do. And he's really trying to elevate the integrity of the sport and maybe take it out of the, dingy back rooms that most of America has when they think about pool players, right? Smoky back rooms, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so you do 4 racks of 15 ball and you get a point per ball made and you only get 1 inning. So if you miss, your turn's over. If you touch another ball, because all ball fouls, your inning is over. If you scratch on the break, if you make any balls that get spotted, you still have the opportunity to make a score of 15 on that rack, even if you scratch on the break. So total possible score for 4 racks, of course, is 60 points. And then that adds to your running total for a season. The other half of that is the 9-ball score. You play 3 matches. They are races to 3, alternating break. Ooh, John shot that one into the rail. Did not expect that. You play 3 matches. Each match is worth 20 points if you win. Loser gets 0 points. So you can score 60 in 15 ball and you can score 60 in 9 ball. So for a day, for a meetup, you can score a total of 120. Seasons are about 6 meetups long, so you can get about 720 points total, which nobody has ever gotten. The 15 ball is, oh, Greg, just let that one hang a little. The 15 ball is so tough that if you score a perfect 60, there's actually a cash prize that Mark pays out of pocket to you for that. Now it's a one-time only, but it is still exceptionally rare. To the tune of, I think last time Mark gave us the stats on that, he's paid that prize 8 times And there's been over 2,000 attempts between the two divisions over the 5 seasons. Only 8 times has he had to pay out the cash prize. It is incredibly tough. And I encourage everyone to give it a try. It's one of those things that, like I said, it is humbling. Oh, Don tried to force a 4-rail position shot on the 9. He did get on the 9. Unfortunately, he left the 8 still up on the table. Greg has a great chance to get on the board first here. But it is a great game because you can really see progress. If you keep your scores and you do dedicated sets of 4, you can really see how your practice and your focus and your discipline starts to really contribute to your overall performance. And you can see that over any tracked period of time. And if anybody's serious about getting better and improving, I strongly recommend that. Oof. Boy, that shoulder come straight out of Greg's arm there. A little unfortunate. He said, this is at the end of the day. We started playing at about 10 a.m. on this day. And I think now it's got to be somewhere around 4 in the afternoon, which, 6 hours of pool is still 6 hours of pool. It's a long time. And we're having a lot of innings here. He's going to leave the cue ball tough up on the rail. Also, a lot of people had just eaten lunch, so now you got a little bit of food coma you got to battle. Just another part of being in the pool room for a long time. You got to learn to manage your physical presence, physical necessities. Body needs to eat. All right. Greg fires that one home, gets on the board first. Nicely done. So while he's racking it up, I'll just say Greg was our MVP in the St. Louis area. He was a top scorer and with a score of 513 points. Second place behind him was Randy Rudd at a score of 462, followed by Dave Fitzgerald at 461, followed by myself, John Perkey, at 460, then Roger Stum at 447, and Dustin Dickett at 438. I'm sorry, 439. For the Peoria team, their top player was Eric Noretta, was taking MVP with a score of 570, followed very closely by Tony Ciartano, I think is maybe how you say that, scored a 568, so just 2 points behind first place. Third, fourth, and fifth all tied at a score of 547. And their sixth place, Michael Mattingly, was 518. Oh, third, fourth, and fifth are Brian Jason, Mark Dean, and Don Lawson. Now, this weekend, there was a crazy snow and ice storm that rolled through the Midwest, excuse me. And some players weren't able to make the drive. Our second place, St. Louis's second place player was not able to make it. And we had John Schneider filling in for him for our team. And his score was 344. Eric Noretta, the MVP for Peoria, was also not able to make it. And his sub was Rudy Litwin, whose score was 233. I think Rudy was there just to support the event. And once Eric confirmed that he wasn't able to make it, Mark asked Rudy to step in and fill that spot. So it was very nice of him to do that. Done with a really nice shot on the 1. Comes a little too far on the 2, but he's at the table. He's got control. He could try to bank this ball on the side that he's at, but I don't know what he does. Like I said, I haven't seen this yet. I was playing a few tables down, I think. maybe we had just finished. I don't remember. I know I remember watching. I know I watched the end of this live because I think this match. I think this match goes hill. Oh, the two's just gonna stay up. All right, I'm gonna do something here. It's gonna bring in some more of that audio, and then just bring in some more of that to just kind of make sure we don't get any of the jukebox recognizable. Because it's really difficult to watch pool and not hear the clack of the balls, right? That's a huge part of a stream. And sometimes it just gets messy. Actually, is the jukebox even playing? Hold on. Oh, yep, it certainly is. Nice kick there. All right. Now I got all of the paperwork out of the way. We can finally settle in and watch this match here. Looks like the 3 does pass, but I don't know if there's much reward in making it because the 4 ball is such a tight window. If he had made that, the cue ball would have gone at least another diamond up the table because he caught it full. The whole position for the 4 thinner. The cue ball would probably be blocked behind the 5. For the jump, for the 9 ball section, jump cues are obviously allowed. We just saw that. It is alternating break. This event is a race to 4. We wanted to extend it just to give us a little more time to play. Partly because, we'd all made a difficult drive in questionable weather. I think at least half of us came in the night prior. Nice bank there. And I bumped the 4 a little bit. That little chalk tap tells me he moved it too far and the 8 ball might be in his way. But most of us came in the night before Friday night, and so we can not have to worry about the drive Saturday morning. But yeah, it's a nice little, appreciation thing. Mark said, let's extend the race, and we were all happy to do so. I mean, most of us really like playing longer races anyway. Races to 3 are just, it's almost a coin toss, and anybody that's ever played them know exactly what that's like. He's going to ask somebody to watch this. Here comes Mark doing official ref duty here. Looks good. Super unfortunate. The 8 ball came straight up onto the 5. Nice kick there. Well controlled. He's probably not going to like his next shot, but, he's going to force Don to do something. Now, the bank is on. He could bank it into the corner he's standing on and let the cue ball go around table, and he should get a shot at the 6. But the easiest shot is just come over here, hide behind these wall of balls. And see if Greg can execute another kick save here. You don't really look to kick this ball in, but also it's super tough to get safe on it. So he definitely tried it, and cue ball was not far from being pretty good on the 6. So now Don's got to figure out exactly how he wants to tackle the 6 to the 7. I think my voice is starting to go a little bit. This is the 4th one of these I decided to do in a single night. And when I do this for the next session, I will be sure to not try and do voiceovers for 4 matches in a night. It's a lot, especially I'm quite out of practice doing commentary. It's been a couple of years since I did any serious commentary since the Players Club of St. Louis closed. Very small window on the 7, but if he can just bring this cue ball forward 1 rail back to about where it is, or a little to the right, it should be okay. It looked like he initially thought about drawing that ball, and I like that he changed to go forward. I don't think there's any future in drawing the ball there. This should be good. Nicely done. A nice angle. All 3 balls will go in the same pocket. Well, I don't think the 3 balls in the same pocket thing changed too much, but this ball is weird. He might just, tap it in and shoot the 8 on the left side instead of trying to do something goofy, draw this ball all the way back or go around everything. Yeah, I think he was trying to get a little more of that ball. You could tell he looked a little like, that's not really what he wanted, but he's guaranteed himself a shot here. And just kind of roll this one in. You have a nice shot at the 9. Oh, he sent that one all the way up table. I thought he could just float that ball in and just land, just bring the cue ball to somewhere around here and putting that ball in there. That would have been fine, but people don't like to slow roll a ball. I don't blame them. And it looks like the camera was having some autofocus problems, and Greg has got to figure that out. He can't keep doing that. I do remember when I played Don early in the morning. He basically, if I missed a ball and his table was open, he was out. He played real strong that morning. Like I said, it's been a long day. Pretty much nonstop pool. I don't know if anybody stopped to eat. I think Greg had ordered food at this point. And Don gets on the board. 1-1. Race to 4. Mark does bring AccuRacks to each of the events. He does like it. And I think he got them from a nice deal for, from Outsville, probably because of his association with, AccuStats. All right. Let's see if Don gets his 3 in the corner, and we'll watch for the 1 and the cue ball go. That's always the big key. Oh, he made the 3 ball does not go. The 1 goes. And looks like the 4, 6, and 7 are going to tie up, except the 4 does go in the side. So while that looks messy, that is not really a problem that has to be solved. However, the 2 and the 5 is going to be the first problem. Making the 5's not hard. It's where's the 2 ball going? You want to hit this 5 as full as possible. Yeah, that's where he's kind of looking. Because the 5's on this side of the pocket, you kind of want to hit the 2 ball here so that the 2 ball kind of like double kisses the 5 in and stays there. Otherwise, the 2 ball goes over here, and that's no good. Yep, just like that. Nicely done. And now you got to figure out where you want to play the 3, because you want to, I almost like playing this ball rail first a little bit, because I want to come over here. So I shoot the 3 in the side and then let the cue ball come this way so I can shoot the 4, right? Like that's my stick figure plan. So I am not trying to draw this ball or do anything else, but I do want an angle where I can kind of float this 3 in the side. Like I said, this was about a month ago, and sitting here in the booth is an entirely different thing. And Don decided to do an entirely different idea. But he had to use the bridge, and maybe he didn't feel like he could hold it on the top half of the table. He can shoot a very similar shot and still come around 2 rails between the 8 and 6 and still get a look at the 4. Yeah, just like this. Nicely done. Now he's nicely back in line. I don't even think he has to clip the 6 to make the 4. He might be able to bump the 7 a little bit. That's what he's looking at here to see where the 7 goes. Because you don't want to carry him off the 7 and then move the 6. That's the only danger of hitting the 7. Or landing right on the 6. Ooh, that's rough. Okay, so he's just gonna feather this ball and send the cue ball 2 rails behind the 9. Can't imagine him trying to do anything else from here. Yep. Nicely done. Good speed. And I expect Greg to show up. I don't remember if Greg jumps. I don't know if there's much future in jumping this ball, honestly. But I don't think he's a jumper. So, yeah, I would expect him to kick this ball. Probably go, to the right of the 7. Definitely with some speed, you're going to try and get separation here. Okay, made a nice solid hit. Unfortunately, didn't get quite as much separation as he was hoping, but it's better than ball in hand. Don's got to back cut this 6 and either, draw it back and forth like that. So now it becomes a pretty common pattern in 9 ball, right? You need a nice angle on the 8 to get down for the 9. And it's just, do you like to Move this ball 2 rails to back and forth to play the 8 in the side and float down, which he did elect to do, but looks like he came a little short. So he's going to either have to try and force this ball around, go around the rails, or if he's relatively straight, he can maybe go forward with inside and just 1 rail and cross over the center line. Yep, he's going around. I like this. It's a little more natural feeling. This is unfortunate for him. He just froze to the rail. But you kind of just have to take what the table gives you sometimes. Nicely done. Don takes the lead, 2-1. If anybody is in the St. Louis or Peoria area and you're looking to get more involved with US Team Billiards, the next session is due to start in early January. And you can reach out to Mark Wilson on Facebook. There is a US Team Billiards Facebook page that is pretty active. You can also go to USTeamBilliards.com and see some more stats for the players and get a link to the Facebook group as well. Greg with a fairly nice break. He got a good spread. He unfortunately did not make the wing ball. That was a common theme throughout this event. Even with the AccuRack, the wing balls tended to go a little high. And so those of us with kind of a big power break found ourselves at something of a loss a lot of the time. You either had to put a lot more power into it, or where's this cue ball going? Or you had to do a much more controlled, I'm not going to say soft break, but definitely a more controlled break where you're just focusing on square hit, not so much power. I think he's got this too in the side. He's real thin. It's just that 5 ball is so visually distracting, and it's easy to overcut this. Yeah, he didn't even try it. So he's going to try and leave distance. And it looks like he did leave a window. The 2 does pass the 6. If Greg can manage a stop shot here and not let the cue ball go too far forward, we'll have a nice look at the 3, which will carry natural position to the 4. The 5 would be straight in from the 6 from there. Oh, he went all out to draw this ball all the way back. That was a very ambitious stroke from there. And now Don's got a very similar situation where it's a very tough shot on the 4, either pocket. Cut it to the left. I think he can go around the 4 between the 7-8 to get a shot on the 3. If he cuts it to the right, the cue ball's got to go around 3 rails, and I think the 4 might be in the way if you go that way. But we'll see what he likes to do here. He could also just play safe. Yeah, he went that way. Oh, he overcut it, so the cue ball path was significantly different. Maybe the 4 wasn't in the way, though. It was pretty far north or south, depending on how you want to look at the table. Greg again has a nice chance here. He's going to need the little bump on the 8's okay. He's fine. I think it helped him slow it down just enough. He just didn't want to be underneath it. Simple little 1 rail, middle of the table. Yeah, right about there is real nice. And again, the 5 leads naturally to the 6. 6 to the 7 should not be a problem. The only thing you got to worry about is the 8. But if you can get, well, let's see where he gets. But like looking at this, if I can get the cue ball like here from the 6, right? Something like this. Then when I shoot the 7, okay, so now he's going to have to come between the 7, 8, I think. Yeah. Well, my plan changed dramatically, but yeah, I think all right, let's see what he's got here. Very thin back cut in the side. The bank is there, but neither of those shots. I think if you're going to go for it, I think you got to cut it backwards. The bank is super tough, and you don't get better position by doing that. Now, he could just play safe and split it, bring the 6 ball down to the table. Okay, yeah, went for the bank. Yeah, it looks like the 8 ball's blocking the 6 enough. Might be able to kind of just shoot a little stop shot here, like a soft, right? Like a finesse stop shot. You just kind of wedge the cue ball up on the 8, let the 6 go one rail behind the 9. Well, we play the carom. Did not see that coming. I did not see that coming. I say carom because I thought the 8 ball was going straight in the hole. He just back cut the 6. Okay, never mind. Forget it. I'm tired. Sorry, guys. A little unfortunate the 8 ball came around and did that, but I like right when he hit it though, I thought that 8 ball was going right in the hole. So let's see what he likes to do here. Yeah, I think you just gotta float this in and just take your shot here. Cross-side bank, you gotta fire it in. The cue ball's gonna go up and down the table twice at least. I think you just roll this, just kind of pinch it in and probably play left side of the 9. Yep, just like that. Put in just the right amount of inside spin on the 2. Made it really complicated the shot. Nicely done. And that will tie it up. All right. Okay, another nice break. Nice little look at the one here. The 2-9 carom is on. This might be a real quick rack. You just gotta make the one here. You don't have to play shape or anything. You're just kind of naturally on it. Just tap the 1 in. I'm gonna graze the 2. The 9 ball should just fall right in the hole. That was a crazy amount of draw for a shot with a bridge. Well done. I think he came quite too far, though. I don't think the carom's on anymore. He might still try it. It was. Okay. Oh, good for him. Good read. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But clearly, they're the ones at the table, and I'm looking at this from, you know, not the highest quality camera angle or highest quality camera, to be honest. But it travels nicely. Okay, Don is on the hill. Let's see what Greg can do here. Can he respond? Okay, like I said, we are using the AccuRack. The 1 is on the spot, and the 2 has to go in the back. It's the only racking rules. And no push out. So if you break and you get hooked, you're just hooked. Yeah, see, he took a little bit off there, hit him nice and square, made the corner ball. Problem with that particular break, when you kind of hit him square and just like medium firm, is that the one ball does tend to bank one rail to the middle of the head rail. So you're inclined to either have to hit it softer so it doesn't travel that far, but then people get a little upset with you for like, oh, you're soft breaking. Or you got to crank them so that the one ball bounces off that head rail, which requires a lot more accuracy and body movement. Uh-oh. Is the 7 ball going to tie up the 2? No. I don't think the 1-9 is the shot from here, but maybe it is. I mean, you're on the hill. You can't shoot. You just can't. You got to play it safe or something. Yeah. Yeah, it's too much distance, too many angles going on there to try and do a 1-9 from there. Looks like Greg might have a piece, not enough to make it. And the 8 ball's kind of blocking the one rail kick at it. I think maybe you're just trying to thin it up table. And I don't know. Let's see. I can't tell how much he has. Yeah. Just bring it up table. And actually putting that 9 there means the window for the position for the 2 just got way smaller because you can't be underneath it now. And it looks like Don's not even going to try and get back there on the 2. He's pretty straight in. Like, he's got a big enough stroke. You could, wanted to Shane Van Boning this thing, just draw this ball straight back and then play the 2-9. But it looks like he's going to cross it and play safe. Yeah. Cut it a little thin. He was trying to get the 1 behind the 3, which is now where he should be after this. I think Greg is definitely going to bank that 1 down by the 8 and then put the cue ball behind the 3. Unless he goes offensive, he could bank it down there and put the cue ball. Yeah, no, that's the shot. Oh, he hit it so full. I don't think he wanted to do that. I also don't think Don had intended on trying to cross that ball. I think he meant to hit it kind of full and just mishit it and use the 8 as a blocker and bank the 1 around. Let's see, he's digging into this ball. Where is he going here? Okay, so he was going to try and back cut it and go at the 9. Now, with the 1 ball hanging, Don is in a great opportunity here to be able to play shape to make the 2. The 3 ball is still problematic. It lays for a good safe, though. You could play the 3 off the 4 into the side if you wanted to go full aggressive. Good read. That's about right where he thought he would be. Didn't quite get there. I like the idea, though. Bank the 3 down table. Wedge him up on the 5. Now Greg's got a great opportunity here. Really great opportunity. If he can just come off that rail, just come left of the 8 a little bit. Straight in on the 4. Leads to the 5. Ooh. Yeah. Just overcut it slightly. I think the speed was fine. I think he hits it fuller. He's got a good look at the 4 from there. And down with a nice bank under the 9. Gets great shape on the 4. Now you just want to look, where do you want to be on the 5 to get back on the 7? He's going to drop this ball out a little bit. Don't get straight. And it looks like he might have a little bit of angle. He might be able to punch this a little bit back, or he can draw it straight back and off the rail. Yeah, he's not messing with it. Just going to take what the table gives him, not force him in a difficult position. He's on the hill. 2 rails around the 8. If it's too thin, you can go 4 rails and come at the 8 off all of it, right? On this, whoops, this way. Yep. My drawing is terrible, apparently. Never mind, but you get the idea. I just like to kind of like, I'm not gonna say like stun through, but I'm gonna kind of do that. Oh no. All right, Greg, got another life vest here. Maybe go for the bank with a little speed, so at least you get separation. Problem is, I don't think he can really do anything with the cue ball if he goes for the bank. And if you cut it, and if you don't make it, it's gonna hang. So you have to really make a decision here. Like, does he wanna, how are you feeling? You wanna come off this ball and get behind the 9 and let the 8 ball come up here? I think that's the most tactical smart play, but you got to have that shot in your bag, and you have to shoot it more than once a month. You could also thin it and do this a similar thing. Let the cue ball go back and forth. And he's really kind of, I feel like he took too much time on that. That's the longest I've seen him take on any of the shots. And then he was so focused on it. You saw his arms swing out again. And he just way overcut it. And Don's got one more bang for the win, or he can play safe behind the 9 if he doesn't like it. Which he tried to do and did not get there. Now the 9's in a little more precarious spot. But the 8 ball does go in the side. Natural shape down to the 9. There's no scratch in this bottom right corner as we look. You do have to worry about the top right corner, depending on how you hit the cue ball. Oh my gosh. Even more movement. Yep. That's just a bit of frustration, a bit of being tired, losing confidence in yourself. We have all been there. We have all been there. it's one of those things where you're just kind of like, you never really want to give up, but the more chances you get and the more chances you are unable to convert, like just the worse you feel. Like sometimes you just want this guy to win this rack so you can just kind of be done and mentally reset for the next one. But this is the part that's super tough. It's part of any competition, you know. You got to figure out a way. Got to figure out a way to win. This ball's going to come down here, and it looks like we're all right. One more. Got a bank. And you're supposed to bank this 1.5 rail speed. So if you do miss it, it doesn't jar up. But sometimes if you miss it inside the pocket, it just, double bobbles. It's rough. Oh, I don't like him elevating. Don't elevate. There's no reason. There's no scratch here. Okay. Yep. Diamond's 2 banks short. Yeah, I think it was too much speed. But obviously, the angle is just a little bit wrong. Oh my goodness. What is happening here? Okay. Yeah, it looks like we are destined for a hill match. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hill, here we go. You kind of have to laugh. I mean, you're not playing well. You don't want to laugh, but both players are going through it right now, and misery loves company. The best thing to do mentally is to laugh, but it might be one of the hardest things to do. It's so hard to laugh at yourself when just everything feels wrong. Nothing's going right. All right, last break of the day. Let's see how he does. Looking for the 6 ball in the corner. It goes way high. Cue ball crosses over, gets kicked around. Nothing else goes. Got a good look at the 1. Does not lead to anything on the 2, however. And even if you go forward, I think you can get around the 4, but I can't tell from here if the 2 passes the 9. He's looking at that. If it does, I might be looking to either like kind of power stun this ball to the left as we look, or force follow this ball around the 4. Yep, he absolutely was trying that. Yeah, he was jacked up over the 6 and just made that shot even tougher. Coming back to the jump cue, he's got a lot of distance to get over. He gets over and hits the balls really well. Is a 5 going to help him? Not really. But again, he didn't leave anything easy. Let's see what Greg can come up with here. You don't want to have to get into more and more safety battles. You want an opportunity, like a nice clean opportunity. Because if he banks his ball on the side, he's got to send the cue ball around basically 4 rails to get a shot at the 2. If he banks it at the 5, then he's got to worry about where the 1 goes. And I think you just got to get down there and get behind. Yes, just like that. Nicely done. Now, this is interesting. You got to look at that 8-9. That's what Don's looking at, because the 2-8-9 might be dead on. If 8-9's froze and you send that 2 ball straight at the 8, it's going to push the 9 forward right into the hole. So now you got to hit this ball. Oop, he does not. Is he going to break it? No, he doesn't break it up either. And okay. All right, Greg, where are we at here? Now you got to really study this. If there's a gap between the 8 and 9, then it's just kind of straight in. He's looking to see if the 2 ball passes. It might have half a pocket. But you really got to pick your position. And if he doesn't like any of it, he could draw that ball back by the side and play the 2 in the top left as we look. But I think I got to go for the 2-8-9 combo. Sitting here, not knowing what it looks like at the table. And it looks like he's going to... Well, now that he's come below, I'm not trying to back cut this 2 ball into half a pocket. Unless the 8-9 is just so wildly out of me. Like, if this is lined up to here, you don't go for it. You cannot. But if it's lined up to like the point, then yeah, I think you send it. Unless there's a big enough gap here to where you can't move that ball. If you can't throw the 9 forward, then you're just kind of hosed. Then you just got to play safe. If there's a big gap, then yeah, you play the 2 up here off the 8. Let the cue ball come over here. The 9 goes this way behind the 6. You know, maybe you don't even hit it that hard. You just separate them. Let the 2 ball come over here. Let the cue ball go over there. Let's see. But, you know, hindsight, a month later, and being in the booth, ideas just constantly there. But when you're struggling, you're at the table. It's been a long day. It's the last match. It's hill. You really want to go out strong. You're second guessing every decision you think you made. There it is. And the cue ball is going to hurt it in. Very close. Yeah. There was too much of a gap between the 8-9 to push it, but he's okay. Because now really it's sort of just a race to the 6. And Don says, I ain't messing with this. We're going to play the whole thing out. All right. Here we go. Ball in hand. Got to get from the 2 to the 3 to the 4. 4 leads to the 5. Okay. The 5 kind of awkward on the 6. Come on, camera. Don't think there's an opportunity to try and 3-file here. I mean, you could send the 2 down table and play safe behind the 4. And yeah, like maybe you're not playing terribly well and you don't feel like you could run out, but gotta have the confidence to know you can run out. It's tough. It's tough to do. I think that's the right shot, though. To put the 2 on the side and roll forward. My personal preference is to not play this 4 ball into this side. It's a thinner pocket. Camera, what are you doing? Oh, he's going to just play safe. Okay. Yeah, he didn't like it. Okay, that's fair. And you know what? That's not bad because he moved the 8. The 8 really wasn't in like the best of spots. 7 to the 8. There was a bunch of ways to get there. Oh, look at this 2-rail kick. Oh. Imagine if that had stopped behind the 6. All right, here we go again. If we bank this ball where the corner he's standing on, we'd lose the cue ball for the 3. And we can't bank it into the side. Could maybe bank the 2 at the 3 and hit the 7. Leave the cue ball behind the 9. Interesting. It looks like he went for that. I mean, where the cue ball is, it's not. He would have had a look at the 3 from there. That would have been okay. I think Don just has to do this. Another one of those like little finesse shots where just super soft kill shot, or just baby roll it in like that. And yep, have the shot on the 3. Nicely done. I think he has to go around the 6. You have to worry about the 8 here. No, he doesn't. He doesn't at all. Right? He just come this way. There's plenty of room because you really want this angle in the 4 so you can pounce off the 4 off the 5. Yep. Oh, he's a little forward. He's okay. Yeah. Just on the just let it high ball and just come over here somewhere. You want a nice angle on the 5 so you can get back on the 6. Curious to see. Oh, okay. That is not what he planned, and you can tell by the head shake. He did not plan to play that 4 off the 5. And now he's got to come with a shot here because the this is relatively flat. Either that or he's going to just take a long shot on the 6. He's just taking a long shot on the 6. He's got to bounce out above the 7. He's going. He's okay. I think he's okay. It's close. Maybe you just go at it with just straight left cue ball and just help throw it in. Maybe you end up playing the 7 in the left, and I'm sorry, in the right side. Yep, just like that. 7 was going in the right side from there, and now Greg's got a great opportunity to clean these 4 balls up and take the set. But pick your position on the 7. Where do you want to be? Camera, please. Well, I don't think that was the plan. He caught the 6 pretty thin. He was trying to come above that and shoot the 7 in the other corner. The camera hasn't been this bad at focusing all day. So he back cut that 6 earlier. Let's see if he goes at the 7 again. I think he's going to. Yep, he certainly did. And this time it did not work out. And he left on with a really nice angle from the 7 to the 8. He's relatively straight into the side. He's on the rail, so probably just slow roll this ball. Cue ball rolls forward, maybe a diamond after contact, unless he wants to force it back out. Yep. Good shot there. I like that. Nice confident speed stroke. And 9 balls there, just stunning in the rail. A stop shot. Draw it back if you're feeling confident. Oh! And it's gonna freeze on the rail. All right. Yep. Walk around, take a deep breath. One more bank. Or just cut it in. I mean, it is cuttable, but it is massively thin. I think the bank is definitely the shot. I think. I can't tell. Watch the speed. Yep. A little too firm. He played the cue ball wonderfully. But sometimes even top players go through it. We've seen it at every level. And I don't want to be the guy that brings up poor Tyler Steyer at the Moscone Cup, but I just did. And we've seen him go through it, but he's not been the only one to go through it. We've seen everybody go through it. Billy Thorpe did it. Everybody's done it. All right. And that will conclude our series of US Team Billiards. There goes the trophy. Now, I can say that St. Louis did actually win this round robin thing. So, St. Louis are the current season 5 champions. They are the recipients of the Mark Wilson Cup. And you know what I should do is I should put a picture of the cup in the video if I find it, but maybe I'll find it another time. All right. So great job, everybody. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you next season, next session. Bye, everybody.